Oh my god, wow, is the queen back? I think the queen is back. Like, what the fuck? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel so weird saying that because it's literally been a while, and the fact that I'm recording right here in front of like my little shoe display is like super cute. It's very like old school Jenny69 YouTuber vibes. Anyways, so I know I've been talking about how I've been needing to do like a major life update. For those of you guys who follow me on Instagram, saw that I posted that I recently caught pneumonia and that somebody else was handling my social media. Y ustedes allá bien a gusto while I'm over here dying in bed, sick as fuck. So, grab your hot Cheetos, you guys. Let's take a moment to pause this video. Go get your hot Cheetos, go get your michelada, and so we can get into it because this video is going to be long. Sorry if my bangs are so distracting. I didn't think that I was going to do my bangs today. Like, I didn't think I was going to style them because I was going to just throw on a beanie because I've been having really bad dandruff. But they ended up looking kind of cute, so I was like, okay, period. Like a little bitty bitty bam bam moment, period. We're going to be talking about music, my personal life a little bit, just kind of catch up to what the fuck I've been up to. And it made me sad because the other day I saw, because I read everybody's DMs all the time, it made me sad because somebody DM'd me and they're like, Jenny, I feel like ever since you started music you don't update us as much. And that's something that I really wanted to get into and just be really transparent with you guys, because I feel like I've been a victim of my own fame. Yeah, right, me all excited. I have been struggling a lot with my mental health because of the fact that I am famous. Right, it feels so weird using that word now, but I made that promise to myself. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be open with the girls and whatever, we're just conversating, okay? Pretend me and you are on FaceTime and it is what it is. Get into it. So after I launched La 69, I feel like that's when I became famous, even though I was already kind of like, you know, doing the whole YouTube thing. To me, I feel like being an influencer is being famous. Like, to me, being famous is somebody that, you know, it doesn't even matter if you have 10 followers. If you say that you're famous, bitch, okay, period, you're famous, right? It's gotten to the point where like I can literally fly out to any state, I can go to any grocery store, I can go to Mexico, I can fucking go to Tijuana, I could fucking go to any city and I'm there. I like how all these fucking levas want to hit me up when I'm fucking busy, but then when I'm over here depressed trying to hit y'all up so we can talk, y'all are too busy for me. Anyways, at this point in my life, everybody knows me and I feel like I get a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of anxiety. And I feel like that's why I kind of stopped publicizing my life a lot to you guys, or, you know, be as active as I would like to be with you guys, because I feel like over the years the internet has changed so much. Like, think about it. Like, when I first started social media, back when I was like living in Riverside and I was like in college, I feel like there wasn't as much judgment as there is now, because now people know me as Jenny69. Back then people only knew me as Jenny, like Jenny, the random bitch, the hood rat from Riverside who just like uploaded, you know, little chisme for the weeks. And I was just fully transparent at that time with you guys because I didn't have as many people watching me. There weren't chisme pages at the time to just kind of start raining on the parade. And unfortunately that does cause mental health issues. Like, maybe other influencers now, like maybe, you know, they're used to being famous, like they're used to going out in public and just being like, yeah, you know, picture here, picture that, picture that. But like, for some weird reason, like myself, over the years, I feel like it's caused me a lot of like paranoia. And the reason the reason why it's caused me a lot of anxiety and paranoia is because not everybody that I run into in person is nice. And like I think that's something that I really wanted to like tell you guys. I know people are gonna be like, wow, like she's mal agradecida, she thinks she's this, she thinks she's that, da 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 da, right? But it's like in reality, you don't know my life. Like, you don't know the situations that I've been through that has caused me that anxiety, to where now when people come up and like ask me for a picture, it like makes me feel scared, because I'm like, what is your intention? Like, are you a hater that talks shit online? Are you a fake fan? Are you a fake follower? Are you just here for the clout? Like, it's just all these ideas, all these thoughts come to my mind all at the same time. So it causes me a lot of anxiety, and I feel like that's why when I go out, you know, I usually have like a security with me, or like I have somebody with me, because like people have tried to run up and people just want to get in my circle to FaceTime people, or to just like get up in the mix. Like, you just genuinely don't know people's intentions, and I just feel like people are always just there ready to like attack. Like, let's see what Jenny does to do this, let's see what Jenny, and all of that stuff, you guys, over the years, like, me ha hecho tanto daño, and like it's made me pull back. And like, I can't sit here and say that everybody is bad, right? Because it's like, yes, I know at the end of the day you guys are gonna be like, ignóralos, es pura envidia, ignóralos esto, ignóralos esto, right? Desafortunadamente no los puedo ignorar completamente, because as soon as like I go into my social media, it's all I see, especially with TikTok. Like, it's very depressing, and it's kind of currently what I'm dealing with, and all feelings are valid, and I feel like mental health is super important. And I've just recently been very sick with my mental health. I've genuinely been very sick, and I've been open with you guys about that. Like, sometimes on my stories, you know, when I go on there and I'm like, you guys, I'm really in a dark place right now, like I need help. Like, when I go on my stories to ask you guys for help, or when I'm genuinely like, you guys, like, I don't feel good, it's because I genuinely don't feel good. Like, it literally makes me want to cry, because I know you guys may see me online as like, oh my god, she's so perfect, da, 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 da. Like, the glam, the makeup, the shows, the appearances, the drinking, the da, da, da. Not everything you see on social media is what you think it is. And I know I have to constantly like remind myself that, right? But if you're consuming this media every single day, and like you don't really have a lot of people to talk to, it's kind of hard, because I don't go to therapy, I don't do none of that, especially because my hands are super full with my situation with my son, you know, his autism. Shout out to all my autism mommies out there. It is very tough. It is very emotionally draining for mothers out there, especially if you guys are sentidas like me. So on top of like dealing with all of this social media shit, like all this fucking disgustingness online, I bring that energy with me to my home. And once I started making music, I feel like that's when I started to get like a different kind of fame. And oh my god, sorry. People talking shit about me really did take a toll on my mind and everything, and it made me discouraged. But I really love doing music, you guys. Like, music has taken up my life completely. And I think one of these days, now that I'm gonna start to be more active on YouTube, I'm gonna bring you guys along with me so you guys can see how it is in the studio. I feel like doing music is something that I never thought that I would be doing, but it was something that I genuinely wanted to do, especially with like the regional side, with the corridos. And you know, like when Nata was popping, like Nata Naelcano had inspired me to do music. And like I had mentioned it to Emmanuel, like, babe, like I really want to do a corrido, but like I'm scared and blah, blah, blah. And he was just like fully there for me. He's like, I think that you should do it. And you know, I can fully talk to you guys about like my music journey in a whole separate video, because then it's going to be really long. And I can get into details, because there is a lot of dirt. Music is literally the dirtiest business that I have ever been involved in. There's money involved, there's labels involved, there's everybody's ego is present. There's a lot of politics that goes on behind the music. People get ripped off all the time, management issues, problems. Like, it's just like a fucking headache that I feel like, on top of already dealing with all the stress of like doing Last 69, I feel like everybody wanted a piece of me when Last 69 dropped, and I just wasn't ready as an artist at that moment to like go and do shows where there's like a lot of people, because I was always like so nervous, because like I feel like the audience is cutthroat. It's very bad. you know, I feel like even if you are good and you have a good voice, like people still talk shit. But I feel like since it's me, since anything that has to do with Jenny 69, I feel like it gets more drama. So like, imagínense, it would have been easier for me to start music if I wasn't Jenny 69. So like now I had double the weight of like, okay, now everybody's even watching even more, drama channels are picking it up. So it was very tough for me to grow that thick skin during the time. And even though I did La 69, like I always wanted to rap. I always wanted to get into different styles of music. So I had to learn so many genres, which by the way, I do have a new single out right now, you guys. It is called Fama. Fama is honestly one of my most favorite songs that I have ever worked on. I personally really love it, and I'm actually gonna get ready to film a music video to it. You guys, please go and stream it. It's a really vibey, bad bitch song. Get into it. It's very much for when you're like arreglándote or just like cruising at night, you know. I don't know what to call that vibe, but like if you guys do listen to it, please tag me. You're gonna love it, I promise. And I do want to do a full album with that, like with that kind of sound, that kind of delivery, because I also have a bunch of other music like reggaeton. I have a lot of dembow. I really love dembow. Shout out to all my Dominicanos. And I have so many dream collabs that I want to do, and I just really want to push myself, especially in the studio. And I feel like I would be super shy to go into the studio, especially doing rap shit, you guys. And I'm starting to like write my own shit now. So I've definitely seen a lot of growth, and like I'm so proud of myself that like regardless of what anybody else says, like, you know, I am so proud of myself for like putting myself out there. And I really hope that it does inspire somebody, you know, like who gives a fuck? Like I already took the fucking bullet, bitch. And like for the people that have all this shit to say, that you have to remember that they're the audience and you're the artist. Because if it wasn't for the people, if it wasn't for the artists that helped me behind closed doors, that are there to like support me, I don't know if I would have continued to like keep doing this music thing, because I feel like real recognize real. And at the end of the day, like these opinions are from people that aren't artists. Like they've never stepped into the studio in their life before, you know what I'm saying? But hold on, I have a fucking guy over here. Going to the studio, doing all that stuff, like I started drinking a lot of alcohol, and because I feel like alcohol to me in the studio helps me set the vibe. It helps me relieve my stress at the moment. And when you're recording in a studio, I feel like you have to just be like not embarrassed at all. Like you cannot step into a studio and be shy. And like a lot of the studios that I go to is just like a bunch of guys, you know what I'm saying? For shows, that's also another thing. It's a lot of drinking. It's a lot of fucking people giving me ojo, you know. It's a lot of just like people could literally drug me with the fucking drinks that they give me. Which by the way, this last concert that I did in Palm Springs, somebody gave me something in a drink that wasn't alcohol, so I had to literally run to the bathroom and I threw it up. And you guys know I have a metaphobia, like I have a fear of throwing up, and somebody gave me something that wasn't alcohol and I just got so scared. And right after that was when I caught pneumonia, because the show was a few weeks ago and I prepped a lot for that show. And I feel like all the traveling and doing all these club appearances, like I'm not taking any type of breaks. Like when I'm in Jenny 69 mode and I have these goals, like I'm just like, boom, we're gonna get it done, boom, we're gonna get it done, da da da, like all this stuff, right? So I just feel like my body was just like so fucking done. I was eating horribly, you guys. I wasn't going to the gym. I feel like I was just smoking weed and just drinking a lot of alcohol. So after I got sick from pneumonia, I feel like that's when I was like, okay, I really need to start taking care of myself. And that's why I took some time off, and I was literally in bed so sick, you guys, with calentura. And everybody always tells me, Jenny, you're always sick. And I know. My mom tells me all the time, you guys tell me all the time, my suegra tells me, tú te la pasas enferma todo el tiempo, Jenny, no te cuidas y te tienes que poner vitaminas de las inyecciones y te tienes que inyectar. They always tell me, right? It had to come to this for me to catch pneumonia and be really sick for me to just be like, okay, sometimes taking a break off of social media is healthy. And that goes for you guys too, as viewers. Like, it's a lot to take in media every single day. And I just really want to get back into getting into the gym. I want to start taking my vitamins, and I just really want to overcome my anxiety, and I want to overcome my depression. I feel like a lot of my depression also comes from my situation with Manny, like communication issues, the issues with like insurance and therapies and trying to get him the right help. But he's been doing so amazing, you guys. Like, he's such a good little boy. He's fucking travieso as fuck though. He's so travieso, and I feel like that's also another thing that I just stopped wanting to publicize, is like my situation with my son, because you guys know how like I had got canceled, and then like, well, they tried to cancel me because bitch, I'm still here. I just feel like there's a lot of judgment on women who are moms, especially when they're like arregladas and stuff. Like, I feel like there's a lot of like discrimination, and I'm not the type of bitch to like sugarcoat shit, and I think I'm just too raw for people, and I'm too like descarada, and I'm too buchona, chichona, chingona. I'm just too chingona for people, right? So maybe little by little, maybe one day, you know, I will be like, fuck it, and then I will just upload. But for now, it's just baby steps, you guys. Baby steps, taking care of my mental health, taking care of my health, because I was also gaining a lot of weight because of the drinking. You know, when you drink, like, you want to eat like shit, and then you genuinely don't want to go to the gym. So I'm really working on that, and that's what I was working on when I was taking a break. I did lose a few pounds, you guys, because I've been cutting back on sugar. Like, ahora ya tomo sodas de dieta. I eat way more salads, which, by the way, I think my salad is here. I haven't eaten shit. That's that, you guys, as far as the music situation goes, okay? I feel like now I'm gonna start to get into the chisme that I really want to talk to you guys about, because this is also another reason why I feel like I was super depressed, because this is something I never talked to you guys about. Like, I work with a lot of people behind the scenes. Like, I work with hairstylists, different hairstylists. I work with stylists. I work with fashion designers. I work with wig makers. I work with makeup artists. And I feel like, oh my god, just like even talking about it just fucking pisses me off. Like, I feel like I just need to take a little break and then get back into it, because once I get back, I get to talk about the fucking drama. But I need to have a bocado of food because me voy a desmayar si no como. Okay guys, I'm back. I had to eat my little salad. I had a Southwest, I think that's what it's called, the Southwest chicken salad from Chick-fil-A, except I got the light Italian dressing because it's only 25 calories. Let's get on to the chisme that you guys have all been waiting for. So I'm going to show you guys this message that one of my old hairstylists sent me. You know, I did my performance, this one, the one where I was in for Corridos and Mamalonas. And that was one of my biggest concerts that I have ever done, and it's always been like my biggest nightmare. So anyways, right, I'm like scrolling on my Instagram, and then I see that I get a DM from Tony, and I was just shocked because I actually fired Tony. I don't know if you guys remember, but Tony used to do my hair. He was like my main hairstylist. I worked with him for years. Like, literally we worked together for, I want to say like about 5 years or maybe even longer. And the thing is, like, sometimes like when you are an artist or an influencer and you're working with your glam team, it's not only just doing hair, like you're actually also like friends with these people, right? I will get into why we don't work with each other anymore in a minute. I'm scrolling on my Instagram, you know, checking my stuff, like, and then I see that he sends me a DM. Okay, so this is a screenshot of the DM right here. And mind you guys, he has had me blocked. Ever since we stopped working with each other, he blocked me. And we have not talked since. I opened up the message and he says, LOL, you're mad tripping. You're whack as fuck. where is your crowd? And I mean your real crowd, which by the way, I don't even know what the fuck he meant about that, because I know his bitch ass was drunk when he sent that. And I was just like, are you serious? Because this isn't the first time that he's talked shit to me, because now he's directly talking shit to me. Like, he has the fucking balls, the motherfucking audacity to DM me. So he unblocks me, sends me the message, and then blocks me again. I had so many emotions at that moment. I was sad, and I have grieved, like, you know, our falling out. So he also had, prior to that, sent me also another tweet. So I'm constantly just like ignoring little shade that he throws, and people always send me like the tweets that he, like, you know, puts up on Twitter or whatever. I'll go ahead and put the screenshot right here. So I had linked up with one of my homegirls from Texas. Shout out to Crystal Poppin. We're actually working on a single together, and I guess he follows her on Twitter, and she uploaded a picture of me and her together. And she was like, oh, you know, doing a song or like working on something with Jenny or whatever. And then he responds and he puts a laughing gif, like, oh, kind of like laughing, like, oh my god, that's so embarrassing, right? So now I'm gonna go ahead and kind of go into details of why we stopped working with each other, so you guys can kind of get a background story as to like what led up to this. The reason why he's mad is because I had booked him to do one of my wigs for La 69 video, you guys. And mind you, La 69 for me was the biggest project of my entire life existence. But since I wanted Tony to work on this because it was a special project for me, you know, I wanted to give it to him to work on it. So long story short, he fucks up my wig. He ends up coloring it black instead of blonde. He was just super busy at the time because he's always been like that yes type of person. Like, he never wants to say no. He wants to say yes, I can do everybody's hair. So he would sometimes like fuck up. But when it comes to like my wig work, I'm super specific, because sometimes I even color my own wigs because wigs are expensive. And not only are they expensive, we're also on a time crunch. You know, it takes time for the wig to actually like arrive here. He fucks up my wig. We're like 3 days away from the music video, and mind you, I had been working on La 69 for an entire year. So we were working on the music video for like a fucking year, getting all the details, all the little things or whatever. And he fucked up my wig and I got upset. Obviously, who the fuck wouldn't, because I didn't have any extra 26-inch wigs here at my house. The wig itself was already like $500. And he dyed the wig black when I wanted it blonde with green streaks. But since he was like super busy and never wanted to actually like take time, siempre andaba like como que like overbooked kind of thing. So he told me, he's like, I was like, hey, did you finish the wig or whatever? And he's like, yeah, I already, you know, finished coloring it. I had colored it black, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? Like, you colored a 613 blonde wig black? And I was like, Tony, it was supposed to be blonde. And he was just like, oh my god, like, don't worry, I have another wig. I thought you meant that you wanted it black, blah blah blah. And I was super stressed out. I was so worried, but whatever. I have always been the type of person that's professional, and I'm always just, let's think of a plan B. Let's think of a plan B. That's just how this industry is. You always have to have a plan B just in case plan A doesn't work, because I am not a quitter and I do not give up, and I'm still gonna fucking slay, and I'm still gonna get this project done. So at the time, I actually had another colorist. She was my main colorist for when it comes to like doing wigs and color. Alyssa was very professional at coloring my wigs. She would show me swatches, she would FaceTime me, she would even come here to my house to color the wigs to make sure, you know, the color is put on, because once color is put onto a blonde wig, it's over and it's done with. There is no going back. There is no bleaching out the hair. There is no nothing. And with the shoot being 3 days away, I was just panicking, and he had told me he had an extra wig that, you know, he could use. So then I had messaged him. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a screenshot right here. I messaged him and I was like, I'm just gonna have Alyssa color it, because at the time, like I said, she was like my main colorist, and I really just wanted my wig to be perfect, you guys. Green look was just so iconic. It was my design. I wanted the money piece in the front. I wanted the green streaks in the back. Like, that's what we wanted to give. So I messaged him and I said, hey Tony, would you be able to give me the wig with bundles? I'm gonna have Alyssa work on it. I need to be there while the color process is happening. I don't want you to worry about it, no biggie. And the reason why I messaged him that was because I just didn't want my coloring of my wig to be rushed. And I also genuinely didn't want him to worry about it. Like, I was like, it's fine, don't worry about it. You know, kind of like, I understand you're busy, just let me get the wig, let me get it off your hands, because I don't want the color to be brought up too much to the root. You know, I'm very fucking specific when it comes to that, especially if I'm paying. When you're paying somebody, you want it to make sure for it to be perfect. So then he messages me and he says, I'm already working on it. And then he sends me a picture of him wearing the wig. So I was like, okay, at the time I was like, okay, cool, you know, the wig is good, you know, I felt comfortable. And that's when I thought like, okay, everything was cool. You know, he ended up doing my hair for La 69, and everything was good. Like, there was no shadiness. It was like as if nothing had ever happened. Okay, so then La 69 drops, right? And it was just like the proudest moment of my entire life existence. Like, I've been waiting for this moment ever since I was a little girl. Like, I've always wanted to be a superstar. I've always wanted to do music videos. I've always just wanted to be pop star Jenny 69. And you know, La 69 had went viral. It was just doing so good. It had hit #1 trending on YouTube and everything. And so I had hit him up again and I was like, hey, like, can you come and do my wig? You know, because I wanted to look, you know, cute coquetona for my stories to like promote or whatever. So he comes, right? And when he gets here, he has the worst attitude that like I have ever like witnessed or encountered ever since I've been working with him. And I was just kind of like, oh shit, maybe he's tired. You know, he's probably tired because he does drive to LA a lot. Like, he's always up at night, super late, working on extensions or whatever, because he has a lot of clients. Like, he works with a lot of people. So I was still kind of, you know, benefit of the doubt. And I was just like excited because I had just got BB. And BB was the tiniest little pup. Like, she was just like a little baby, and he was a dog person. And, you know, I was just super excited. And I was at a fucking all-time high, because La 69 was trending. Everything was just going perfect as planned, right? So then I sit down and then I was like, oh my God, Tony, look, I got a new dog. And then he was just like this. He was like, she's cute. And then continues to do my hair. And I was just kind of like, oh shit, like, he looks mad. And my mood went from like 150 all the way down to like fucking 10. And I even texted Emmanuel. I was like, Tony's being weird with me. Like, he's being like rude. And he was like, tell him to pack up his shit and to go home, you know, because Emmanuel is very much so like about professionalism. And if a stylist or a makeup artist or anybody that I'm hiring is being rude to me or being unprofessional, send them home. And I've just always been the type of person that I don't like confrontation. Like, I'd rather just be cool, you know, kiki with the girls and, you know, be cool, because like, not only is he my stylist, but like, he was also like my friend, you know. But during that time, he was just like being super overbooked, and he was just kind of like not having time for me anymore, which I was always understandable, and I always wanted him to like grow as a hairstylist. And I never once got upset about him working with other people, you know, because I always wanted him to grow. So whatever, I was like, it's fine. And so then he was still like being rude to me while he was just doing my hair, and it was just like very standoffish vibes. And it made me sad because like, he didn't even congratulate me about the song. He didn't mention nothing about La 69. He didn't give a fuck about BB 69, and BB was a fucking baby at the time. Everybody was just like, oh my God, like, we love BB, right? And he was just like, whatever. So then after that, I was just kind of like, I just got like a really bad vibe off of him. And I was just like, I'm just like going to separarme from him, because, you know, shit was just starting to get weird. So then months passed by, whatever, he never hits me up or anything. And then the next year, I had already planned to come out with Mas Cabrona Que Bonita. And I think his like birthday had passed or whatever, and I had still told him I still had told him happy birthday, even besides him you know, messing up my wig and, you know, that awkwardness that day that he was here. I still set everything aside because I still wanted to be professional and I still wanted to work with him. I still wanted him to be a part of my team. Never once did I ever felt like I wanted to stop working with him. And I had told him like, hey, you know, I don't remember exactly what I had said, but I was trying to still book him. Like, I think I had told him something about like, oh, like, you know, we should talk. So then he never responded to me, and I had to fucking find somebody else to do my hair. Whatever, it's not a big deal, like whatever. I just ended up, you know, booking hair. And then eventually he did respond to me, and he had told me, he was like, hey, you know, I was upset about how you got upset about the wig that I messed up, and then you told me to give you back the wig for another stylist to like color it. Right, I'll go ahead and put the screenshot right here. So he was upset about that. And I just find it really confusing because he knew that like I was working with Alyssa at the time, and it just kind of made me feel like he was just jealous of other stylists that I was working with at the time, because he wasn't able, there wasn't enough Tony to give around to everybody, right? So Tony couldn't be my main hairstylist anymore, so I had to find somebody myself. And you know, sometimes when I go on Instagram and I post like, hey guys, looking for a hairstylist from Orange County, da, 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 da. And that's how I found Alyssa. I found her out of posting something on my stories. And the gag of it all is that he was upset that he fucked up my wig, but yet now he's working at Alyssa's salon. So I am so confused. It's giving weird vibes. It's giving sus. Like, how are you upset about, you already know she was my main colorist at the time and you already fucked up the wig? When I responded to him, I said, and I was still very professional in my response. Okay, so here's the screenshots because I don't want to say something that I didn't say. And I was like, hey Tony, because he also had told me that he I had a remaining balance or whatever, that I owed him some money. And I was like, hey Tony, I'll make sure to have that paid ASAP. My apologies that you feel that way. It was not my intention. I was panicking because you had messed up on my wig and I wanted peace of mind that it was going to be taken care of. But I understand, and honestly, people grow apart, and I feel like it's what's been happening with us. It makes sense why you had an attitude with me the last time you came in. I wish you luck in everything you do. And boom, he's mad because I fired him and I don't work with him anymore, and I just feel like he's unfit and unprofessional for the job. Nobody knew who the fuck he was before he started working with me. And yeah, Tony, you can sit here and say that, oh, my sister was the one that started working with you, but you know damn well that we worked together for many years. And for those of you guys who do have contact with Tony, you guys can go ahead and screen record this, okay? And you guys can let him know that. Send him over this video because he does have me blocked, and I recently just found out that he blocked Vivi's page, he blocked Emmanuel, he blocked everybody. So he's going on this like really weird, like obsessive, psychotic episode. And like what's even funnier about the whole situation is that, okay, yeah, I'm whack as fuck, right? He's pissed because I don't work with him anymore, pissed about all of this shit that he's upset, talking shit about me, running his mouth, but yet he still has my pictures on his feed. So I'm confused. I'm like, babe, like, do you love me or do you hate me?
Don't forget who the fuck put you on. Like, you know, none of these fucking influencers will know who the fuck you are if you didn't work with my girl.
Alright, Emmanuel over here backing me up. So
it's fucking true. What the fuck? Like, how dare you? You're a hairstylist, you know? She's the talent. Like, you're supposed to like fucking bow down to her. Like, I'm not saying fucking be a fucking servant, but like, you're getting paid for the job. Do your fucking job. Like, the fuck? Like, you wouldn't be who you are if it wasn't for my girl. Like, straight up.
At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how good you are at doing hair. I'd rather serve a fucking pobrecita look at the Grammys than to employ somebody that's rude, fucking disrespectful. And yeah, people, I just feel like it's time to just let go. And it just feels so good to let this off of my chest because, like I said, it had been weighing on me for a while. I just have my guard up now with like people that I surround myself with, and I make sure to keep my secrets to myself because people just love to fucking talk, and they're quick to be like, oh, we're not working with Jenny anymore. Well, time to go on social media and expose her, right? But it's just like everybody's used to already talking shit about me, and you can never get rid of me, bitch, because I am Jenny69, period. Point blank, period. Da da da. Anyways, you guys, my camera is about to die. That completes today's video. I need to go just like relax a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. For those of you girls who stayed to watch the entire video, you are a real one. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't subscribed. I love you guys all so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.